Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party unlicensed 1/12 scale figure unboxing and review video. Now today, following on from the Patriot Studio bathroom scene Joker unboxing, we'll be taking a look at the full-on red suited version. Now, I absolutely loved the bathroom scene figure, so I am hoping that this one is equally as good. Now, I got mine from Patriot Studio Direct. I will include the link down below for your reference purposes only, because don't forget this is a third-party, unlicensed, unofficial item. If you would rather go through a retailer, you can totally do that as well. Comic Sanctorum will be stocking these. Again, links down below. Do bear in mind though, this is not a promotional video, this is a review on a figure that I picked up for my own personal collection. What we are going to do now though, is get the box laying flat in the light box, and do the unboxing. Here of course we have the box art for the Joker, this specifically being the deluxe version. We will touch on that in the very next clip. Now this box design is identical to the one that we saw from the bathroom scene, except the images are of course different. We do have a silhouetted image of the secondary head sculpt, as well as that same imagery of the gun and the Joker face. We do have him wearing the mask on the side, a shot of the main head sculpt, which by the way looks awesome, and then another silhouetted style image, this time of him dancing. Now just like the bathroom scene version, you have two boxes on the inside, the bigger of which is showcasing an image of Joaquin himself, whereas the smaller one has the figure on the inside. Now we may as well take a look at what's inside the larger box first, because there are some real goodies in here. Secondary head sculpt, a full 1/12 scale chair, and also his various accessories. In the other one, we do have that same shot of the thank you with the Joker head sculpt, and then the figure himself. Now apparently he will require a little bit of futzing out of the box, and I can totally see that. It's a full 1/12 scale suit, it's looking a little bit baggy, but we'll see what we can do to get this nice and tight and close to the body. But so far, first impressions are relatively positive. I'm not sure which of the two I'm going to prefer, but I'll definitely let you know when we do the side-by-side comparisons. What we are going to do now though is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Here we have all of the parts and pieces that go with Joker. Now starting off with this piece first, you actually haven't seen this yet. It was hidden inside the shipper box. It's kind of a display base of sorts. We have this tile print on the top, but it's actually textured. You can see the way the light picks it up. It's got a nice print to it, it's dirty, and it's grimy. We do have a foam core block on the underside, just to give it a little bit of height. Now you're meant to use that piece with the included chair. This is kind of the chair he was sitting in just before he went on the Murray show. You've got a real metal rod down below, and it can swivel and rotate. It's also painted in a sort of caramel color, with a decent level of sculpting of the cushion. You can see wrinkles and creases. Hey, it looks like a proper 1/12 scale chair. You also get this sticker that says Arthur Fleck and then Joker in the middle. It's got some double-sided tape on the back. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do with this. I have seen some people stick it on the front here, and then it kind of completes the display-based look. So yes, I'm probably going to do that for mine. He does also come with the clown mask, as you'd expect. It is a very small piece, but it does have real hair. I am tempted to say that the real hair is slightly too long. I think a little bit of trimming is in order, but you do have a real elastic strap so he can wear it, and the face is nicely sculpted and painted for the small size that it is. You also get the bouquet of flowers with the sort of wire down the bottom. These are done in a paper material, as you'd expect. They do have a nice tactile feel, and of course you can have him holding it. Now, one of the smallest accessories that I personally think I have ever seen is this 1/12 scale cigarette. I'm surprised that this thing hasn't rolled away into the ether already, But you do get it, it's nicely painted, and you even have a little bit of a burnt detail on the top there. That piece is exceptionally tiny. We also have his handgun, which is accurate to the movie. It's black with a brown handle and the little gold buttons on the outside, or I guess they would be screws. I really like that handgun. Now, speaking of things I really like, we have two of, in my opinion, the best Joaquin Phoenix Joker head sculpt I have ever seen in any scale. This one is bang on. I can see Joaquin in the sculpt. I love the hair, the texture to the skin. For 1/12 scale, this is incredible. But that's not all. You do get a secondary sculpt, which is of course his maniacal laugh. I am tempted to go with this one in the display just because it showcases so much personality. They're both exceptionally well painted, and as I said, for this scale, they are blowing my mind. You also get a full complement of hands with some painted skin texture on the surface. These aren't your cheap and nasty run-of-the-mill 1/12 scale hands. These are really well done. What we are going to do now, though, is get the Joker himself out here and take a closer look. Here we have him standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And the good thing about this red suited version coming out after the bathroom scene one is that they could use all of their learnings from that one to make this guy as good as possible. But still, with that being said, I'm finding the jacket to be slightly too baggy. I have futzed with it and I've played around with it, but this is kind of the best I can do. Granted, if you spend a ton more time with it, you can probably get it to look even better, but this is my personal limit. I still think it looks great, and in certain poses it's a total non-issue, but it's just something to be aware of. The body proportions, though, are fantastic. It looks very realistic, just like the bathroom scene one, and then we get to the amazing head sculpts, which we discussed just a second ago. What we are going to do now, though, is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. Here we have him up close and personal. Now, while I was super impressed with the bathroom scene version of the Joker, this one definitely comes in at number 2 for one specific reason. The jacket. It's just a little bit cumbersome to work with. Yes, you could totally take it off and then it won't have this bulky look towards the top. I have steamed it and pressed the sides down, but it still looks ever so slightly too bulky. But don't get me wrong, the figure is still fantastic, that's just a very minor gripe. I love the red color of the suit, it's super accurate to the movie. It's not that really vibrant red that we were seeing from all of those other third-party figures. This is way more accurate. The yellow/orange of the vest looks great, and then we have the accurate print to the shirt on the underside there. The collar does require a little bit of futzing to get it to play ball, but once you tuck it in underneath the vest, it pretty much sits the way you'd like. He also does have some of the cuffs poking out from underneath the jacket. That's something I noticed in the film, but not a lot of other figures did accurately replicate. They made the shirt just a little bit too short so it couldn't come all the way down. Plus, this has the added benefit of hiding those wrist seams. Now, we have already taken a look at the head sculpts separately, but it's worth talking about them on the body. They fit perfectly. They're not too big, they're not too small, they don't sit up too high. I think that Patriot Studio are using their own custom bodies here, because it's the only way you can get it to look as flawless as it does. Then coming down to the pants, they fit perfectly. They do have a little bit of a cuff that has been sewn around, so it does nicely cup and hug the shoe itself, but if you wanted to pull them up, he does have the white socks and the accurate Joker shoes with the black tip and the black around the back. really nicely sculpted and painted. So far, being their first two products, these Joker figures have blown me away. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have the Joker up alongside the Mezco BVS Batman. And just like the bathroom scene Arthur Fleck, it's using the exact same underlying body here, so he scales well. Now I'm pretty sure this is accurate to Joaquin Phoenix and Ben Affleck in real life. There's a little bit of a height difference, but it's not crazy. They're still in scale. This can totally work on the shelf. Just like the bathroom scene Arthur Fleck though, my Joker will be displayed on the little display plate with the chair. He'll be sitting on it, probably with the crazy maniacal laughing head sculpt. Anyway, I don't plan on displaying him with any of my other Mezco figures, but if you wanted to, this could totally work. Next up, here we have Arthur Fleck and the Joker. I love that Patriot Studios specifically chose to do the bathroom scene version, because not a ton of companies actually made that version. We got Arthur Fleck, we got the clown version from the hospital scene, and we got the red suit, but nobody so far has made a proper bathroom scene figure until Patriot Studios. These two look awesome together. You're of course representing Joaquin or Arthur Fleck's descent into becoming the Joker throughout the course of the movie, the evolution of the character if you will, and I love that we can do that in figure format. I am hoping that we get a third and it's just a regular normal Arthur Fleck, but I guess only time will tell. Just going over articulation on the Joker. Now bear in mind this is my personal copy of the figure, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure when you get yours in hand, you can push the joints slightly further than I'm willing to go. Now starting off with the head sculpt, it is on a fixed neck, so going forward and back to about there, swivel and pivot side to side. The arms will go up the full way. Going forward and back is slightly more restricted just due to the nature of the multiple layers here, but if you work with it, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get it into whichever pose you're trying to pull off. You do have a drop up and down joint for the shoulder, a butterfly joint as well, a swivel at the bicep, a single bend at the elbow, and a regular 1/12 scale wrist peg. The torso does crunch forward and back, swivel and pivot side to side. The legs will go forward to about there, they will go out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, a double bend at the knee, and lastly a ball joint down here for the ankle. Just wrapping up on the Patriot Studio Joker from the 2019 film of the same name. This, of course, is the red suited version. The second figure that I've reviewed now from Patriot Studio, and I am very, very impressed once again. This guy doesn't quite reach the insanely high heights of the bathroom scene version. I think that one is still the best, but this one comes in a very close second. The only thing that's letting this one down is the outer jacket. It's just a little bit too bulky, but that's kind of the name of the game with 1/12 scale. They have 3 layers there, the shirt, the vest, and then the jacket over the top. They did their very best to make it as thin as possible, but it still ended up being slightly bulky. Don't get me wrong, it still looks awesome and you can pretty much pose it away, but it's something that I did have to contend with. Everything else though is sensational. I love the chair, I love the little diorama floor piece, and then we get to the head sculpts, the pièce de résistance with the set. They are sculpted and painted marvelously, plus we have the insanely awesome laughing Joker head sculpt. It's an expression that I wish we had in 1/6 scale, but unfortunately we don't. At the very least, we have it here in the smaller 1/12 format, and they've really done this guy justice. Now, as I said in the intro, this is third party and it is unlicensed. That means it's an unofficial product. Now, I got mine from Comic Sanctorum, but I'm pretty sure you can go direct to Patriot Studio. I will include the requisite links in the description below for your reference purposes only. Also, while you are down there, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.